Residency interviews are perhaps the most important and therefore the most stressful element of your residency application process. How can you prepare for such a huge undertaking? Not only do residency interviews test your communication skills and compatibility with the programs you applied to, but they also tend to test how quickly you can think on your feet and how well you can articulate answers to often unexpected questions. Today, we will go over some commonly asked residency interview questions that can catch you off guard if you do not prepare for them properly. These questions come from our interview experts, MDs and DOs, who have personally faced these questions in their residency interviews. In this video, we will provide detailed guidance on how to ace answering these types of questions. Hi, my name is Chris, and I'm an admissions associate here at BeMo. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe on whatever social media channel you're watching this from now so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. If you would like us to help you with your residency interview, visit BeMoResidencyInterview.com to schedule your free initial consultation. As a quick tip, check out the timestamps in the description of this video to navigate to specific sections of the video that you're interested in. Here's what we're going to cover. Residency interview question number 1. What do you do for fun? Residency interview question number 2. Why should we choose you? Residency interview question number 3. How many emails are in your inbox? Residency interview question number 4. When was the last time you got mad? Residency interview question number 5. What differentiates you from other candidates? A bonus residency interview question. And finally, the key to your residency interview success. By the way, we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions. So comment below for a chance to win. At the end of the video, we will reveal the ultimate key to your residency interview success. So please keep watching to find out. Now let's get started with the first question. This question by itself should not catch you off guard, but it can be really surprising to be asked about hobbies and interests outside of medicine at a professional interview. Although program committees have read your residency personal statement, interviewers want to know something more personal about you and get more insight into your personal life. Even more than having a real-life conversation between applicants and interviewers, this question is also trying to figure out how you make the most of your free time. Stress, anxiety, and burnout are huge problems in residency and big factors in career duration and satisfaction. How you choose to balance and prioritize your personal and professional life will go a long way to helping you make the most of your residency and beyond. As well, many of your fellow residents have said that they have met their interviewers later on in their training who remember them as the baker, the record collector, or the girl who hates working out but does it anyway. This question is also a chance to let a unique part of your personality shine through. Similarly, the intent of this question, to find out what strengths you would bring to the program, shouldn't be a surprise. However, it can be surprising when it's asked so bluntly. It can feel like you're being asked to lay your cards directly on the table. One good approach to these types of questions, whether they are asked as straightforward as this or not, is to structure your response in a way that demonstrates your strengths as a resident and as a colleague. Most programs are looking for teachable residents and residents that they want to have around for the duration of the program. You'll be spending a lot of time, particularly in high-stress situations where you have to rely on each other, and it would be ideal to have those other people be individuals like you. This doesn't mean that likability trumps talent. It means that you have to bring an aptitude and good attitude to the program, and your response should emphasize your professional skills, suitability for the profession, and technical abilities equally with these qualities that make you a good collaborator and communicator. Expect to have a strange and quirky question come out of the blue, so spend some time thinking of the weird animal or kitchen appliance that best epitomizes you. You can approach this quirky question from many angles. On the one hand, the interviewers might just want to know if you're the type of person to respond to emails, and it's probably not going to reassure them if your answer is, "I'm not sure, maybe over 1,000? Or maybe it's one of those unpredictable questions that test your ability to keep your composure and a level head. Perhaps it isn't that complicated and was supposed to be an easy question to ease into the interview. In any case, keeping calm and answering honestly during your residency interview is a good approach. Off-the-wall questions like this are made to change the momentum of the interview. While it can be easy to overthink them, try to answer them quickly and honestly. They are evaluating how you answer questions and how you respond to different situations. If you get stuck and need more time, repeat the question back to the interviewer to buy yourself a few seconds. Say something like, "That's an excellent question. How many emails do I have in my inbox?" It gives you a few seconds to think and compose your thoughts. Don't be concerned that this is going to make or break you. It might also just be a chance to lighten the mood. Relax and enjoy the light-hearted question. This question can really throw you off. It can feel like any answer you give will trap you into a response that will make you look like an undesirable applicant. Our interview experts have shared that they talked about this question afterward with a few of their staff physicians with whom they were working, and it was reassuring to know that they wouldn't know how to provide a good response as well. It's still important to have a good interpretation of the question. First, the types of scenarios that you will be asked about are generally universally experienced. That is to say, almost everyone will have experienced conflict, acted as a leader, worked in a group, and have gotten mad at some point in medical school. It would be extremely unusual to not be able to provide an answer to these types of questions, simply because they're designed to be able to be answered by anyone. This means you shouldn't shy away from the question or avoid providing an answer. Second, there are some situations that one should get angry about. Sometimes not getting angry means tolerating the unacceptable, and that is not a desirable trait. Third, anger is a perfectly natural and human response and usually occurs in a mix of emotions. So keep these three things in mind when you practice your answer. While this question might not be asked directly, a lot of questions interrogate this angle. It is important to understand that most candidates who have made it to the interview stage will make great physicians. This leaves other key aspects of a good trainee, besides strong academics, to be desired or sought after. Remember, this is a job interview, which is very unique. Programs are looking for candidates who will perform clinical duties, but are also good learners. With that in mind, what do you think makes a good resident? From the work perspective, a diligent, hard-working candidate with attention to detail is important. From a learner perspective, it is important to be self-aware, understand your limitations, and know when to call for help, if required. Additionally, humble candidates who are open to feedback and are coachable is always a plus. It is very hard to teach someone who is not humble and appreciative of new ways to do things. Finally, residencies can range from 2 to 6 years, and being personable goes a very long way. If the interviewers will be working with you for the next 2 to 6 years, they want someone who is adaptable and easy to get along with. Not every candidate has something on their residency CV or application that warrants discussing or clarification during the interview. However, you would be surprised what programs are interested in seeking clarification when it comes to one's application. Residency selection committees and program directors want to give you an opportunity to explain any discrepancies or red flags on your application. These things could be obvious, such as taking a year off, failure of an exam, or the identification of lots of elective time spent in a different specialty. The less obvious questions can revolve around lots of research experience in a school that focuses more on clinical practice, or rural versus urban experiences in schools which serve the opposite demographic. For questions related to academic performance or red flags, programs want to know a little bit more about the circumstances surrounding the event. Were you going through a rough time? If so, tell us about it and how you handled that time of your life. What did you learn from the experience, and how are you a stronger candidate today? Residency training programs are tough, proving to result in ample demand on both your time and cognitive load. Programs want to ensure that candidates will be able to endure the academic rigors of their program. Ultimately, programs want to make sure that you are a good fit for the program, and generally, that's where these questions stem from. For example, non-research-oriented programs want to make sure that research-oriented candidates understand that their program is mostly focused on clinical practice to avoid disappointment later down the line. The converse is true as well. Research-heavy programs want to make sure that candidates understand research is a big part of the program they hope to join. Similarly, questions regarding rural versus urban experiences center around expectations of the type of clinical practice and the opportunities which will be available to the resident. Remember, this is your opportunity to explain to the selection committee how you are a good candidate for their program. With that being said, this is a two-way street. If you find that a program is focused more on academic activities or experiences which don't suit your goals or what type of clinician you want to be, then most likely this training program is not for you. Now that we've gone over some sample residency interview questions, it's time to talk about one fail-proof way that you can prepare for your interviews. While going over practice questions is a great way to familiarize yourself with question categories and prepare answer strategies, practicing with sample residency interview questions is only a supplement to mock simulations. Mock interviews are like the golden goose of residency interview prep. You know how an athlete doesn't become good at a sport without practicing, and how a presentation can be painful if the speaker didn't adequately prepare? Well, the same goes for doing well on your residency interview. There is no better way to prepare for your interview than by participating with real-life mock interviews that will simulate the actual interview environment you'll be experiencing. First, participating in a mock interview will help you practice accurately with the correct interview format. Residency interviews can be conducted in a variety of different formats. They can be conducted over the phone, virtually, and in person. The in-person interviews could be a traditional interview where you are interviewing one-on-one with your evaluators. A more common type of residency interview, however, is the panel interview, where you'll be interviewing with multiple evaluators known as a panel. Lastly, the multiple mini interview is also popular for residency interviews, and with this format, you'll be rotating between a variety of different timed stations, meeting multiple evaluators one-on-one and discussing or answering prompts placed outside of the interview room. As you can tell, all of these formats are very different, so simulating the appropriate format is essential in preparing effectively. During excellent simulations, you'll have the opportunity to virtually meet with trained admissions consulting team members and have them ask you questions. Practice answering these questions all while practicing in the correct format. This means that if your residency interview will be an MMI, your simulation will be in the MMI format. Each response will be timed. Evaluators will not respond or gesture in any way, and you'll be automatically moved to the next station when the time runs out. Practicing in this way is particularly necessary to perfect not only the content of your response, but the timing. Depending on the program, interviewees will have between 4 to 8 minutes at each station to discuss the prompt. If you haven't participated in mock interviews, you'll have a very difficult time getting the timing of your response right without rambling or finishing after speaking for only a minute or two. These simulations will also cover very common residency interview questions that you can expect to come up during your actual interview. Finally, participating in mock interviews is beneficial as you'll receive personalized feedback on your responses. While practicing with residency interviews, we outlined earlier, is a good start. If a professional isn't evaluating your responses, how will you know if your sample answers are considered strong or weak? What if your response isn't really answering the question appropriately? What if your answer is red flagged for being morally or professionally inappropriate? What if it doesn't show the best version of you? What if it comes across as insincere or robotic? The reality is, you are not a professionally trained admissions expert, and most likely, neither are your friends or family members. The best way to ensure your responses are excellent is to receive feedback that is specific to your answers. This way, you'll know exactly which areas you need to improve so you can reduce or eliminate your weaknesses and ensure no matter what question is thrown at you in the interview, you'll be able to nail it. Check out our blog to learn more about residency interviews. I've included a link in the description of this video so you can find the blog easily. If you would like us to help you with your residency interview, visit BeMo.residencyinterview.com to schedule your free initial consultation. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, so please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. If you have any questions about residency interviews that I didn't cover in this video, let me know in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget, we are giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions, so comment below for a chance to win. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.